system will just indicate.
Oh, sorry to interrupt before we go further. I
Okay,
will ask to be added in the WhatsApp group so that I can able to see the activities that are
okay,
happening.
okay. Now we will do so. Just towards the end of this session, when we stop the recording, we will take your number so that we include you into the
Thank
groups.
you.
And thanks for highlighting that.
Thank you.
We'll make it happen. So yeah, it's we continue to do our best in terms of trading, what is happening in the markets, and there's always, or we always get opportunities to collect profits in these markets. It's just as simple as that. There's just time for everything. For instance, if you already are in a position, then the current price, which is the market price, is the one that will determine whether you are in a floating profit or you are in a floating loss. And through the power of DCA, that is dollar cost averaging, you are always able to get yourself better positioned actually towards profit taking, and sooner or later, for instance. And that is also dependent on how much you continue to buy with as the market dips. Now, like for instance, we can see on the system here that Bitcoin was down, and now it fell actually, which is just um, a, a, a minor retracement, and then it will continue to pump. It will continue to pump, and we are looking at the crypto markets rising, moving towards the end of this year, 2024, and also the bull run will spill over into the 2025. We're still going to see a lot of exciting activity in this space. So now, if you are to check even on coin market cap, let me just quickly check coin market cap. You can see of today the markets globally, capitalization, it's at 2.59 trillion. That is United States dollars there. And then also the market went up by 5.04%. This is something very nice. So whenever you see markets pushing up like this, you know that your positions, those that were in the dip, are experiencing some reduction in the negative return rate. So even profit taking takes place just like that. So this is very exciting for all traders to see correction of the markets, prices beginning to increase just like that. So this is very exciting. We go into share screens on our Royal Queue so that we look at our positions and then how the markets have been, and then we will see how we take positions. If you have a question perhaps about something that you still don't get on your trade settings, we will look into that together, which is something very good because it enables you and even those that are watching as subscribers of Royal Q handle their application better, business partners. That's what we are here for. Please just allow me to quickly share the screens. I will be doing it from the phone, and then we look at our trades. We'll be looking at our trades. As you can see now, I'm sharing. Okay. On this particular account, there hasn't been much time, honestly, to trade here because I've just been offline, busy with many other offline projects. But I really want to make myself more available to capitalize on coins that are doing better on daily basis. There are coins that you will see, or there are markets that will just be moving daily. And then a certain coin can perform today and tomorrow can still continue to do the same and so forth. And we will be looking at how to actually leverage on that business partner. So now, just to show you on this particular account that there hasn't been much of something was always coming, even from the first. Yes, from the first. If you are to check, let me go from the first actually. Although I started trying to manage this account from the 27th. If you are to check, there was a massive transaction that went into this account. Actually, a position of H bar. I even put it on pause for now. It went in with how much? It was on the 24th of last month, April 2024. You can see this position made $60 here, and then actually it was cycling with an amount of $500. That was the first buying amount, and then the margin call drop was 5%, and then so what happened? No, it was 50%. I beg your pardon. Margin call drop was 50%, and then what happened then is that the market of H bar fell by more than 50%, and then another 500 was absorbed, which is something that was done without thorough thought, actually. The manner in which this was done, and then $1,000 was absorbed into one coin, which is H bar, and then at the moment that coin is actually floating with an amount of around a percentage. The rate is at what is that? It's at minus. Think about it. It's around minus 35. Minus 35%. We can even look at it later today, just to show you that the robot will always go according to what is happening in the markets, and then the settings that you have placed. So you'll also understand the importance of, when you are scalping, you'll understand the importance of increasing what is that? Your margin call drop for the first buying amount, and then we'll have time to talk about that, so that you maximize your profits. So now on this account, honestly, I haven't been available, but every day, whenever I get a chance, I will just make sure that something comes in, for instance. But the truth of the matter, I haven't been available to really just be trading and maximizing profits and so forth. But every day, if you are to check, even, okay, 27, 28, 29, 30th, you can see the first, second, third, fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the 7th. I'm sure you can see where the 7th is at. You see? Oh, every day something was just coming in, but that was just purely based on trades manipulations, and we'll talk about that. You can see the 7th, about $36 there was made. But look at this. These other days is just when, maybe sometimes when we do tutorials, you just show someone how to scalp, and then that's it. And then when you come out of the account, you focus on other things and so forth. But you, as a trader who has time to maximize your utilization of the app and then take more profits, you are able to do more. Can you see here on the 12th, on the 13th, like 16, 17, each and every day, there's something coming into the account. If you are to check that, each and every day, there's something coming in, but it doesn't mean this is maximum profits. No. This happens as it happens. But for you who has time to trade, you can actually maximize. This happens whenever one has a chance perhaps to look at coins that are moving, and then you are scalping. If you are to scalp, for instance, I will show you there are positions that are held, but even those positions, for instance, when you manipulate the settings, you're still going to collect profits, and that's what I'm going to be showing you. Some of the profits, we can even collect them right in this particular session. You see? Now, if you are to look yesterday, or rather today, still the 20 in South Africa, we are still on the 21st. On the 21st, today is still what day is today? Today it's still Tuesday. It's still Tuesday today. So yeah, we are still on the 21st. However, in Singapore, they are already on the 22nd. Little Kidu, you were in Singapore not a long time ago, so you even understand this better. So we still 6 hours. They are 6 hours ahead, right? Yes, I think so.
Yes, they're 6 hours ahead.
Yes, thank you. So Singapore already now they are on their day now is the 22nd, so to speak. And then business partners, you can also read that information here. They are showing you that data within 24 hours might not be real time, and then it's shown under Singapore time. So this is very important for us to understand, and that's the reason why, although we are still on the 21st in South Africa, but already the board, as per the Singapore alignment time-wise, already $1.14, for instance, has been already taken there. And this is just purely settings as things move passively and so forth. But if you are to check yesterday, I mean today for the 21st, look at that. This account made about 500 rand. 500, you can do much. You can do a lot in South Africa, so to speak. And then that is around 27 US dollars and 82 cents there. Now imagine for people who truly have time to trade, you can leverage, you can take advantage of this, you can make more profits for yourself, because a lot of coins moved today, and that's what we're going to be doing. Let's quickly go to our homepage. On the homepage, even if maybe you didn't read the announcements, but I'll always encourage you to come here and then click on this bigger menu if you are to check the latest updates, so that you see if there be other coins that have been added here. You can actually even take advantage of that, because if there are new coins, mostly they get traded more. A lot of money gets directed into those coins, and then there will be more momentum, activity, and so forth. So or if you don't click here, you can even quickly come here. You can click on this plus sign, and then it will take you to the coin management page. And then when you're on the coin management page, click on the spot. You see next to optional there. And then at the bottom, which is spot, you can see where spot is. It means spot market, okay? Spot market, meaning that we also have futures, but our focus is on spot, and we want to master trading under spot and then growing our portfolio accordingly. And then you will click here at the bottom, and then that is to add all coins that have just been added to the Royal Q application, but they are not actually appearing under spot as yet. They are still under optional, meaning that there are a lot of coins that are extremely volatile, and you have to trade them with caution. So if you are to bring them under any spot or futures, for instance, if you trade futures, it's your choice to do so, but you trade those coins with a certain level of carefulness, so to speak. So now I will check the box and then add these coins. I always encourage business partners to do this because it's very important. Now, when I click there at the bottom right, all, I see nothing, meaning that there's no reaction, meaning that there are no new coins. So, which means then I don't need to go and click on the beggar menu there to check the latest updates or news, for instance, with regards to new pairs, you see? So now I can simply slide the home page upwards, and then after doing that, I'm going to click on change the heading here on change, and then just to check how coins performed today. You are a trader, and as a trader, you are interested in price movement. Oh, wow, look at this. Okay, some coins are doing, some positions are doing extremely well. There is a position that is trading Pepe with the first buying amount of, which was intentionally set. Actually, I did it last night on this. The first buying amount is actually, which I'm going to do those settings now with you. Simple settings. The first buying amount on that position is $200. And then margin call drop, I made 90%, and then 1 times on the under multiple buy-in ratios on margin configuration. We'll look at that together. And then I'll also emphasize the reason why I place the parameters like that. So yeah, now looking at it doing like this, then I'm just happy because I know those positions are have been doing much better, because it's a special moment where a certain coin that you think is going to pump, you go into it at the lower lows, and then you are rising with it. And then after you have milled that particular coin, then you come out of it, for instance. So, but we'll look into that now. So now on homepage, business partners, you are able to see that, okay, there are coins that have been doing well. Those that are in the green, for instance, you can see that. So you can even click again on change, and you'll see coins that haven't been doing so well. You are able to check all that information here. So, but as a trader, you are interested in price movement, price action. You see, when price does not move, it means there will be no opportunity for you to buy low and sell high. When the price is just static, although no price is 100% constant, so to speak, because time is independent. You see, is an independent factor in this deal. Time continues to move, no matter the dynamics of the markets. For instance, whether markets are good or bad, time continues. Tomorrow it's coming, whether we like it or not. You see, so as a result, there will be minor changes in time, although those changes might be negligibly small for you to capture good profits and so forth. And then, or even for the robot maybe to even realize more than 1% of increase in that particular asset. But as you are looking, ENS, you can see it's on 40% there. You know, it doesn't mean because it made 40%, it is now due to dump. Nobody told us this. And the truth of the matter is that nobody knows whether this ENS, it's going to move higher than 40%, or it's going to drop from here. Nobody knows that. So as a trader, trade with that understanding that you can actually collect some profits from positions that move even faster. But that also should be done according to the availability of your money to trade, for instance. You see? Be mindful of the positions that you're already holding. You know, be praying that they come out of the deep so that they will actually give you that ability to thrive in profit taking, for instance, because more money you have, more opportunities, possibilities for you to manipulate even your settings to maximize your profits. Now, looking at this, we're going to look at this, and then maybe we can even go to this coin, maybe the top 3, for instance. We're just going to be looking at them. If there be some good entry points, and then you go in and you collect profit from those coins, for instance. So we're going to do that just now. Let's start with the one on top, for instance. Look, can you see it shows you 40, 41? What does that mean? It means people are getting in and out of this asset. You see, there's buying and selling activity. And I love this. Always, it's good to, a 15 minutes time frame gives you room to think and to do what you can actually with the trades, because intraday trading, you want to collect profits within a day or within a short space of time, for instance, so that you don't hold positions for a longer period of time, so that you always have opportunity to enter certain markets that are coming up with fresh activity and so forth. That's all what we want to see always. Remember, under Bollinger Bands, we always said that the middle line is a moving average. Moving average moving of what? Of price. You know, all you see here, the reds and the greens and so forth. This is price. It's price movement, business partners. It's price movement, and then the upper line, it means it pumped a lot. The lower line, it dumped accordingly as per the time interval under which actually the focus is. So now with that, you know, things will always average out. You know, you are able to, per every 15 minutes, you are always able to get an average. No matter how high a price can come, there will always be a way of getting an average of everything out. Even if a certain 15 minutes can dump the most, can issue a bigger red candlestick, for instance. You know, if you can see, although here it's just a smaller body, but look at these ones of bigger bodies, a bigger red area. It shows that a lot of money came out during that particular 15 minutes, but always, can you see, price will always come around average. You know, although it might have been dumping, if I'm to use the purple color, although the price may be going below the average here, you know, but it will always get around the average, you see? It will always get around the average and so forth. So now, let's quickly come, and then I should have actually entered immediately when we came into this chart. Just by looking at the price being around the average, you know, this is always a nicer place to enter. Here, even much better. But for the coin that is on top, business partners, for the coin that is on top around this area, it's still okay for you to go in, but go in with not too much money, so that if it goes to the lower band, the lower line there, you are able to actually do something better. You are able to still enter and then average out everything for yourself. Let's say, for instance, if this market goes down here, you must have money to respond around this area. You know, if you have entered at this middle line, for instance, the moving average area, and then instead of the market pumping, it goes down, you must have money to respond at this level, with an understanding that you will then be able to still come out of this position within the set day, for instance, within today, so to speak. Because, you know, how many 15 minutes do we have in an hour? We have 4 15 minutes, you know. So now, if you are to enter at this level, if you are to enter around the moving average, if you are to enter around the middle line here, you see, around the middle line here, if you are to enter around this area, you know, it's either the market will pump or will dump. There are two things involved always. So if you entered here, you know that if it goes down, you will buy again around this area. You won't buy in the middle here. You'll want to buy. If you buy in the middle, it's simply because you have enough money to respond to the fall. You know, it's a question of affordability, you know. So, but if you know that you don't have enough bullets to respond, then you become a sniper. You wait for correct areas of response, you see, in terms of price movement. You know, around this area, you will enter again, and that is going to bring average price of your position closer to the market or the current price. And that's what we're going to be looking. It's all about managing that, and you always make profits. Now, let's quickly, now you can see we are at the moment, a new 15 minutes has been issued, because we are on 15 minutes interval. We are on 15 minutes interval. Can you see, if you are to check on top here, if you are to check on top there, you can see we have 2032 there, which means at 2030, this bearish candlestick was actually introduced. That is the new interval now of how the price it's going to be moving. And I'm happy that it's going down. So giving us an opportunity to still enter around this area, for instance. But that doesn't mean if we come out of the screenshot, the market may not have changed. Like if you are to look at this, let me give you an example. The community behind ENS, the people who are trading here, they are hoping that it goes to 45. Everybody who is to enter this market around 40%, they are hoping that this thing can be pushed to 45%. Some, the adrenaline has been pumped so much that they are hoping for 50%, for instance. Nobody will enter this market around 40% of this 40% you see here is the average performance of the whole day, 24-hour average, for instance. Every hour that comes kicks out the initial hour of counting a duration of 24 hours, for instance. And remember, crypto markets don't have the closing and the opening time. They move around the clock just like that. So you just calculate according to the duration. So this is calculated according to 24-hour of price movement. You say it means the next hour that comes in, which is going to be the hour of 21 hours, it will kick out the first hour that make up 24-hour length, so to speak. So now, with that, anybody who is to enter this market at this 40%, you are hoping that it appreciates. This performs even. Come on, guys, if we could move this particular asset from 10% to 15% to 30% to 40%, you know, we are good, you know, and they keep on breaking the levels, you know. So it's something of that nature. It goes with that energy and the psychology behind looking at performance of an asset, because it's money that causes this kind of activities to happen. Now, look, I wanted to enter when it was red, but look now, that candlestick at the moment, it's what? It's green, you know, it's green, which means people are scalping. Earlier when it was red, it means some traders were scalping, were coming out of the position at that price, you see? So now you can see that 40% now has become what? 41%, which means 4% left to hit a level of 45%, for instance. You see? So you also, as someone who is trading, you take into consideration such things, because people who are to enter this market at this level must be people who have money, who are not actually afraid of risk. You know, they have even their risk appetite, it's bigger, so to speak, because there's activity, there's energy, there's a lot of momentum here. So price, it's moving because it's either it pumps or it dumps. And then if it dumps, they're okay with that. They will catch it around this area. You know, they will catch it around this area, and then it will average out nicely, whereby the average price of the position will come closer to the market price. Because when the distance between the market price and the average price is closer, it means going into profit is also much easier, for instance. And then that is seen through the return rate that you see on transaction page. And I'm going to go into a position and then let's look at it. But before we trade this one, let's look at the other two coins. Let's look at the other two coins. Paper here, let's look at it. If the 15 minutes time, or look at it, although it becomes narrow, the band is not that wide, but it's also it's still good actually. You can see it's around this area, and then but you can also see there it shows that it becomes, you know, the pressure it's increasing there. But now what we're going to do is and then when the pressure increases like that, it also shows you that it's consolidating. And then it's like when you are pressing a spring, you know, when you are pressing a spring with your, is it what? Your forefinger and your thumb, you know, the more you bring the spring the more you reduce the distance between your thumb and your forefinger, you will feel the pressure. You will feel the pressure. The narrower it becomes, the greater is the pressure and the consolidation also of the price. And later this thing will explode. It will become bigger, boom, just like that. Sooner or later, a release has to happen. A market has to open up. Price has to either dump and pump, and you are ready for both directions. And that's why we say Royal Q will take you through the bull and the bear. So now you can see it was huge around this area, you know, but now so it's becoming smaller and smaller here. It's like, think of you pressing a spring, for instance. Nobody will hold that spring between their forefinger and their, you know, and their thumb forever. It's either you'll become tired or you'll fall asleep, and then the release will happen. So the same thing, even with your money, think of it like that. No market will keep your money forever. You understand? Unless if it's a runaway coin, a scam coin that you are trading, for instance. So now, okay, we've seen Pepe, and let's go to the this one. METIS, let's look at it. Already by default, I now prefer to trade this one. I now prefer to trade this one. Look at this. You know, look at this. Look at this. Imagine the series of disappointments other guys have been receiving. You know, at some point, a correction has to take place, for instance. Now, I prefer going into this coin. You know, it's even much better to enter here. You know, as you can see, this thing has been falling. Think of people who entered around this area. They've been holding and holding and holding. And now this is a coin that I can even enter. But before that, let's look at it on a bigger time frame. Let's let's look at it from, let's say, a daily time frame. Perhaps we might get something. This is also a situation, you know, this is also a serious situation, because now you have to think, if yesterday, we are on a daily time frame now, if yesterday the coin pumped so much, you know, if it has performed so much, remember, it means something special happened in this coin. It's either they are in partnership with some massive company bringing money into this, or maybe they were getting listed into a certain exchange. A whole lot of things might have transpired, you see? So, but even today, can you see that in the last 24 hours, it has performed plus 27.24%. This is something. But ladies and gentlemen, other days, this market was not performing so well. Can you see this? You see? It only issued a massive movement yesterday. You know, so it's also possible that it can start dumping. But the fact that it did not dump just like that yesterday, it shows that there is no manipulation. You know, money has gotten into this, and then the position or the market managed to hold the price somewhere around this area. For me, this is incredible. This is amazing. If a coin could move from around 50, if you are to look somewhere around here, the price, if this one, just using our sort of logic, if this is 56, it means around here it could be maybe 58 or 59 or so. If this price could pump from there to 70, let's check on top here. Today, actually, today, it even break above yesterday's high. Yesterday's high, we're going to see it. Yesterday's high was somewhere below 83. But today, this particular market went even higher than yesterday's higher high. So this is incredible. So if this price can still hold, you know, it didn't immediately dump back to where it was. So it shows that this was not just providing liquidity and sucking liquidity out of this particular market. No, this is serious money coming in, and this money is settling. And it's possible that this can form some strong support base around this area and so forth. Or even if it's to fall, it's not going to fall like a bag of potatoes. It is still going to give you and I an opportunity to milk this market. So as a result, what I'm going to do is simple. I'm going to go into this particular coin, because at the bottom there, under 15 minutes chart, we saw that it is at the lower band. It is at the lower band. So I'm at peace with trading this particular coin. And let's quickly click at the bottom on create. I'm creating, and I click on martingale, and I click create gets activated at the bottom. Martingale strategy bot, that's what I'm using. And then I will go to, now at the moment, the page on top, you can see it's create bot. Then I go to the bottom next that says, feel free to create your own strategy, more flexibility. And then I click at the next at the bottom there on the next. So now what will happen is there is a strategy, I think, on this particular account for $100. I would like to go with $100 for now, a budget on this one, using Signature kind of trading strategy here, sub-bin mode, real-time settlement. Now, at the bottom left, I will click on trade setting. Trade setting, it means I'm going to the trade settings page. So bottom left, I click on trade settings. Remember, this is recorded. You'll be able to see it. Now, you can see trade settings page appears on top with Smart Create at the top left, and then manually create on the right-hand side. And I click on manually create. Manually create because I don't want to use default settings of Smart Create, because default settings of Smart Create will require that you trade with a budget or a capital of, say, $3,060 per coin, for instance. And yeah, and then minus 75%, that is drop of that particular coin. You budget for minus 47% at the parent, 47% deep. That is under margin call drop. So with this one, I'm coming into this particular market with an intent to scalp. So I will click on choose a strategy setting, the yellow area there, which is under my template. Now, if you look at this, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that my template, it's not Royal Q's template, it's your own template that has already been created, where settings are in place. You don't need to start everything from the scratch, working on the first buying amount, a number of call margins, and then all these parameters, editing them yourself. Everything has already been created and saved under the folder of my template. So now I'm going straight to where I know my template is at, and then I'm going to simply apply what is already prepared. So now I go to simply click here, choose a strategy setting. So I will choose a strategy that has been created, that has been set by myself according to my affordability on this particular account. And let's quickly go there. Now here we are. Looking at this, the settings for this, if my memory serves me well, on this particular account, you can see this is for one shot at the moment. The intention, we switch to one shot simply because we don't want to hold positions forever. Like, we want to collect profits, come out, and just grow the account equity accordingly. So but what I'm going to do, which is the habit that I would like to encourage other traders in our team to do, also mention the figure here, mention the amount of dollars that this strategy is trading with. We'll come and do this later. For now, I want us to enter into this coin because it is at the lower band there, and let's see if this will not go into the green for now. I just click on these settings and I go straight to save. We're going to revisit the settings. I go straight to save, but before I create the board, before I employ this particular strategy, you can see at the bottom where it says activate. So before I activate, I want to make sure that I'm trading under SBMRTS, that is sub-bin mode real-time settlement. So You know, Signature, whether you are doing one short or cycle, it should be under sub-bin mode real-time settlements. It means you are using sub-bin calls so that you are able to further continue to trade that coin even when it has fallen so much. You know, so it creates room for future opportunities for you to collect money from that particular market, no matter the bigger negative return rate here, for instance. So we'll have time to talk about this. Quickly, let's go. I click on strategy mode. And then on the strategy mode, I will select the last option here, sub-bin mode, real-time settlement. Sub-bin mode, real-time settlement. Meaning that if you are under whole warehouse mode and then or other sub-bin mode, settlements will not be done in real time. Certain conditions will still need to be met first before profits can be realized, for instance. But Royal Q is going to continue to apply its algorithms to make sure that before selling happens here and here, your position has realized profits. That's it. But here, everything will be done in real time, even though some of the quantity will still be in a floating loss. Royal Q will give you an opportunity to continue to milk that particular market, even though the whole position is still in the negative return rate. Individual trades at the bottom, at the lower lows, will still be taken individually and sold individually, thereby enabling you to have USDT accruing for yourself. And you can even use that USDT in other coins, unlike being trapped under either whole warehouse or sub-bin mode, for instance. Is a contract that you need to be sure of before you enter any trade, for instance. So sub-bin mode real-time settlement is the backbone of Signature strategy, which is very important. So now let's go to select sub-bin mode real-time settlement, and I click on show. And then that's it. Now, you might have even noticed that in terms of the settings, here, the box actually became even bigger, became even bigger. It means, that is my interpretation now, there's a room for more. So now look at this one. Look, when we go under whole warehouse, look how reduced, look at how tight this box is. I think my interpretation, it's nicer for some people if you are to interpret that way. So let's create room for more. So sub-bin mode, real-time settlement. So there we go. And then always, please, as a beginner, it's always important, before you start your trade, look at your first buying amount, if it's according to your plan. That is 12 US dollars. I'm happy with that. So in this case, yeah, everything, it's happiness. And then I will go activate the trade. I'm happy with it. And then I click on activate. Trade bot, there's a question mark there. I say create, I proceed. And then when you see pause, it means this is running already. This is running. So now at the moment, METIS, we are trading this. Remember, it was number 3 on the top performing coins. And what is it that led us to going into this particular coin? Just to recap, the Bollinger Bands, those 3 lines there, we saw that the market had fallen to the lower band. So therefore, it has actually under the time frame of 15 minutes, this particular asset has been actually oversold. So as a result, people have been frustrated. Those who've been holding it when it broke below the support of the moving average, in the middle there, it continued to fall. Anybody who enters an asset or a market, they are expecting that market to rise, to increase in value. But it kept on falling. So we are lucky that we were not going through that stress maybe 3 hours earlier than now. So we come in now, we are in this session, and we saw what exactly transpired in this. So it could be that we just need to refresh. If you are to look at this, the trade has been started. Now look at what is happening. Can you see it's like it's moving. It's now beginning to move like sideways. I don't know if you can see this. It's like it's forming sort of a support level somewhere here. So, which is a very good place to look at. And we're anticipating, even if it gets somewhere here, or even somewhere around here, you are able to still scalp and collect your profits. Imagine what will have happened if you leave it overnight, perhaps, and then you find that the price has gotten around this area, for instance. So you'll still be in profit simply because you looked at the market formation or the market structure, and you could see that this thing has been falling, and now it is at the lower band. So it means the selling pressure was too much. For some time in this 15 minutes time frame, the bears have been overpowering the bulls, and the bulls will never allow this to happen forever. Do you understand? They have to regain their strength and push the price upward. So we are amongst the bulls now. We are bullish on this particular asset. We are entering the market, and then we are expecting some rise to happen there. But we're not entering into this coin to relax, because yesterday it did so well. So it's possible that today it might close bearish, and tomorrow it can even be either around the same area, building a very strong support up there around $78 or so, according to what we saw. But if you saw 78, it's also possible that this price can hold around this area, for instance. But we are going to be scalping. We are entering into this market with an intent to scalp. Let's quickly go and do something very important on the settings to indicate the budget for our settings. And then as we do so, let's first go to the strategy page at the bottom. You can see where the strategy next to home, and you already see that it shows some green color there, which means the current asset is actually floating in profit, but it's still early because we've seen that it's creating some support. It's like the price is moving sideways there, but I'm at peace entering after that fall, because we know nothing will fall forever, so to speak. And so now that's it. What is happening now is we're going to look at the trade settings. Let's go trade settings. We are going back to the strategy page. We're going back to our settings here. We're going to calculate everything. You already know the first buying amount is how much? Is $12. How many times as the market falls is the robot going to be buying for us? It's going to be buying 7 times. And then a whole position take profit ratio here is 5%. It doesn't mean we'll wait for 5%. When you see 2%, you see 3%. You're seeing it because you are in your royal queue, So it means you are on your app. Take that profit, sell, scalp that market, and then look at the candlesticks and determine whether you want to stay in the game in this particular coin or you want to switch to another coin. How are you going to be assessing that situation? Simply by going through what we went through. Look at the 15 minutes time frame, look at what happened between yesterday and today in terms of price under daily time frame, for instance, and then make determination from there. You see how simple that is. So now we want to check the amount of money. First buying amount is $12. We are happy with that. We're going to calculate the multiple buy-in ratios according to the first buying amount to know how much money is budgeted for this particular one shot, for instance. So let's go in, and then how are you to do that? Simple. You click where you see something like a pencil here. When you click here, it means you're going to edit. Here, it means you are deleting the strategy. So let's edit, and then to update everything. Now, we're going to edit. Where do we go? We go to margin configuration. The first arrow on top pointing to the right here. You see this particular arrow here? So it shows you there's a folder there's some information in there. This is simply just an arrangement of how your margins are going to be executed. After the first buying amount, when the robot goes into the market, it will first go in with the first buying amount, and our first buying amount is already there. Remember, currently we are on the strategy setting page. Can you see? This is where your strategy is. This is about money, ladies and gentlemen. It's about buying and selling. So your strategy is to buy this asset, whether it be Bitcoin, Ether of Ethereum, Ripple, whatever. It's trading. It's about money. So you are entering into a deal. How much are you going to buy with? In the beginning, you are buying with $12. And for signature strategy, even if you are trading with 100,000, let your first buying amount be $12 and then increase your multiple buy-in ratios. The first call to call number 5, just go in by 0.5% down and put everything, like, so that you switch to sub-bin mode real-time settlement. You just buy that status, that mode of trading under sub-bin mode real-time settlement, so that you can realize your profits in real time, so that you're not going to be held by conditions of how you went in too early and the market fell. Now you have to wait for the market to recover. Your return rate must first go into a profit before something good can happen. No. You see, it's something of that nature. So people who are trading with just $12 don't have the luxury of trading under sub-bin mode real-time settlement, because sub-bin mode real-time settlement happens after call number 4. That it means now you must have put some extra cash, some more $12, up to 5 times before you can go into sub-bin mode real-time settlement. You see how nice that is. So if you trade with $12 only, you'll always be under whole warehouse, so to speak. And yeah, that's it. And then you will need more money to perform dollar cost averaging, so that your average price can come closer, be reduced and come closer to the market price, which is the current price. So now let's go and check our margin configuration to calculate the amount of money. Now you can see here we are. You can see, from first call to call number 5 is 1111. Can you see this? So it means, and the first buying amount is $12. We take that into consideration because that is the first transaction of trading that holds the position, that gives you the asset in your exchange. That asset will be worth $12, margin trading, for instance. And then now, the first to the 5th call, it's going to be 5 of them. So it's simple. So what do? It means you have 6 $12. For those who are watching, it's very good for me to do this because it's on record. Now, let's say $12 times 6 is $72. $72. It means first buying amount of that will be my dollar now, of $12, and then an extra 5 of them. It means you'll be on margin call number 5, and then you will see it here, margin call number 5. I wish I should go to the trade, but let's not go to it now. Let's finish with the calculation. So we have $72. When you see margin call number 5, then around $72 or so, it's into the market. And then now let's look at this. Now we have extra 8. Can you see? We have extra 8 there. We have extra 8. Now let's quickly check. 8 times 12 gives you 96. You see? So now 72 plus, can you see? That's what we have there. So, or else you can just add everything together. 6 numbers of what? Of $12 plus 8 gives you 14 in total. That's it, 14 in total. So now you can see even here, remember up to 5, it's going to be 5 of $12, but we have the first buying amount, so we have 6 of them, and 6 plus 6 is 12 plus 2 here is 12, 13, 14. You see how simple that is? So you just add all these multiple buy-in ratios, according to the first buying amount, which is $12, and that's what gives us that. So now, just to recap, you can see now the amount here, that 14 multiplied by $12, it gives us 168. So now it means the budget, yes, I'm correct. Now it means the budget is, I've also included the first buying amount. So we're okay. It means now the budget is $168. Let's quickly go and then edit this on our settings. Let's go and edit this because we have this information now. Then I come on the remark there. It's good to have this information. It will help you in terms of planning. 168. 168 signature sub-bin mode real-time settlement, and then we want this to be one shot for now. We are trading one shot because certain things are so unpredictable with the current market. What has happened? So we are just going one shot. There we go. Let's just go to the bottom and save. So now we are saving this. I'm looking at the time, it's 4 minutes past. Can you see now at the bottom, whenever you apply these settings, you know that it's a budget of $168 that needs to be there for all the trades to be applied, for instance. So, but you can always edit. After the trade has been taken, you can always go back and edit the strategy. If you want to go with $100 only, it means you'll reduce the numbers of multiple buying ratios, for instance. So that is what is happening there. You are in charge of everything, business partners. So what I want to see, honestly, always help even your business partners. Even if someone is trading with $40, put $40 there. Signature sub-bin mode, real-time settlement. Minimum has to be 5 if you want to trade under signature, so that it's always good to buy that status or that strategy mode, to be under that, so that in future, when you get extra money, you are able to continue to trade that coin if the need be, for instance. So now, let's come out. We are happy with the settings, the way they've been put. Yes, we are saving. Everything has been saved. So yeah, here we are. And let's check if anything happened here. Nothing has happened as yet. On this no sell, I just clicked on a transaction record, which is the quickest way to check. And then remember, this is just that plan of sub-bin mode, for instance. If you're to check here, which shows you buying very fast. It means the bottom one here is the first buying amount. This was the first buying amount here. First buy-in amount there, and then here was the first call here. This was the first call, and this was the second call. This was the third, and then fourth. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, this was the fourth. And then the fifth one is just above this one. You say, this is the fourth. 78.21 is the fourth call. And let's check the fifth one. This is the fifth call. Remember, we said 78.21 was the fourth. Now, this is the fifth. This is the fifth. And that is now, we know, at this point, we know that we have fulfilled all the requirements of sub-bin mode real-time settlement. And then you will see there that we are sitting on call number 5. And here we go. You check on top. Here it is. Numbers of call margin, 5. And then we're trading under sub-bin mode real-time settlement. This is happiness. So it means even when the market falls, you still have an opportunity to place call number 6, which is going to take profit individually, despite the return rate of the whole position here, which is for whole position, which is for whole warehouse, you know, so to speak. And then call number 5, 6, and so forth, they are under sub-bin. And these sub-bin positions are able to produce profits for you independently as the happenings of the markets take place, and they have their own individual average price. You know, as the prices, as the quantities are being purchased, they will have an effect to the overall average price of the position, because it's dollar cost averaging. But when they go into profit, according to your distributed and take profit allocation, these sub-bin calls are able to collect profit for you, thereby accruing your USDT value. And then that USDT, you are now at liberty to move it to other coins, while this particular position is still in the negative. I mean, the money that you have invested into this asset is still in the negative return rate. You can still move the profits that you would have made, you know, by converting a smaller portions or quantities, taking it from out of the overall quantity here, moving it out, collecting your USDT, and then moving that USDT to help your other positions that may be more actually opportune for you, like to go in and then and make profits, and then, or you can trade new coins completely, you know, and then your aim is to increase your account equity, and then that's what is happening. And you'll understand these things the more you start pushing and trading. You'll understand exactly how we move with this. So we're going to be taking questions. This is a Q&A session. That's what we're going to be doing. And if you have a question, there's something that you would like to ask, we are here for you. And yeah, that's it. And then you will see with some positions, you will just have to come to the point whereby you simply stop, you switch off margin calls. It means you don't want other calls to be taken. Like if it's sitting on number 5, when you close margin calls here, the robot is not going to put more money on that coin, for instance, because I know Bitcoin, the way it moves, you know, so I can simply pause for it, you know, if there's going to be some retracement. So I just pause there. So you are just moving your money around, managing it as it happens, because you want something to come in, you know, every now and then, and you'll see how nice thing gets in your trades. So yeah, that's it. Let's go to home quickly before we stop. Can you see ENS also? It's somehow static. It's still around 40%, you know, still around 40%. So which means a lot of coins are just holding around the same price, and so it is what it is. And it doesn't mean because it's just moving 40, 41, 40, 41, 42. That's it. You know, there's no much money to push this thing up for real, you know. And if it is to be pushed upwards, it might happen also the dump will just be accordingly. So for every action, there's a reaction in the opposite direction, Newton's law. So yeah, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you so much for tonight. You have a question, we are here for you, but please allow us to simply stop the recording, and then let's go to questions and